Yes. What's going on? What is happening? Let's pause this. We're looking at ticker symbol GUSH. Now I've got this new little ebook, man. I'm probably just going to give it away. I don't know, man. It's called Two Selves, and I've been working on this for a minute and trying to figure out the best way to distribute it. It's more of a mindset, motivational kind of thing, man. Wisdom rewards people with wealth, not hard work. If hard work made people rich, then all construction workers would live in mansions. Seems obvious, right? So, what you're looking at here on this screen is you're going to see a pattern of price. Some of these bars are black and some are red. And the red just means that day went down, and the black ones mean it went up. And you could set it to blue or purple or fucking pink. I don't know, man. Whatever you want to do. The color is just to explain to you whether the market closed higher than it opened. And if it closed lower than it opened, you would have a down day. And on these bars, and some people have candlesticks, and it's a very simple change. You just come over here, instead of saying HOA, you go to candlesticks. It's over here. And you just click the button. And now we got candlesticks. The candlestick's the same. A red one is price opened higher and it closed lower than it opened, and price moved down. And as you look at this, and if you back up, you know, I'm just not a candlestick fan. I'm not against candlesticks, but I like to use bars, and so we'll go back to bars. To me, it makes more sense, but not really. It's just a pattern of price movement. It's lagging, huh? Hold on a second. There we go. Hold on, YouTube. Gang. What's up, Michael? How's it going in NOLO? Hope there ain't no carjackings or gunfights. I miss the lawlessness. That's one of the things I like about New Orleans. There's not much in the way of law. You just do whatever, man. I'm sure they'll come down on you if you do something too crazy. All right. Everyone has a plural side. Everyone has two selves. Some people have even more than two personalities. I do. I have a negative side, and I have this highly keen, aware, positive side. I also have kindled within me a boy, 14, 15, 16, the good old days. The kid inside of me who never grew up. He sees the world through rose-colored glasses. And the kid inside of me, inside of the man that I am now, has a persistent belief that money's everywhere. That opportunity surrounds us, that we could tap into it. That what we think about comes about, what we focus on grows. So what you're seeing here is the chart of GUSH, and price moves in 4 stages. And you'll see it. One of the things about the money flow is I try to show you how to spot these stages. These are stage 1s over here. Stage 3s. And we don't know how long they're going to last. We didn't know how long this would last, and we don't really know where this is going to go, but we know as a general rule, wherever price has been before, price tends to go again to the downside and the same to the upside. And that's how you get these things they call support and resistance levels, which are points or zones that you can draw on a chart, right? If you can understand what a chart is. Chart is just the emotional intelligence of thousands to millions of people who are playing. 2.2 million people traded hands of this ETN called GUSH. It's not an ETF, it's an ETN, electronically traded note. It's a note. It's not even an actual ETF. It's not a mutual fund. It's a note. Do you know what a note is? This is a note. Electronically traded note. It's a note, a piece of paper that represents 2 times the price velocity of the oil and gas exploration and production ETF. Or here's the real one, XLE. Now this one is an ETF, electronically traded fund. It actually owns the underlying asset of these, a note. It's leveraged. They use leveraging, and they leverage it, and it's now a note. And the note is pegged through leveraging and various means to 2 times the price movement. And so what you own is the price movement. You don't actually own the underlying asset. And that's a big distinction. There's a big difference between a note and an ETF. You should know that. Now, what if I said to you closed-end fund? Do you know what a closed-end fund is versus an open-end fund? Or a REIT? There's different kinds of REITs. Now, there's this thing called the law of polarity. The yin and yang. You've seen it. High tide, low tide, night and day, up, down, male, female, rich, not so rich, with a certain amount of work. One can center themselves whereby the swing to the negative gets erased and stays centered upon the positive. In other words, not everybody sees the world to the positive, but the money flow is about price appreciating over time. That over time prices go up. That's at the core of the fundamental principle belief of the money flow. And if you don't believe that, then you're not doing that. And that conviction is based upon that concept, man. And so outside of that, it doesn't mean anything. That over time it goes up. And that's the edge. So I just got to find stocks and companies and things that are out of whack, man. And it's that spread, the difference between out of whack and value, that there's an edge, that there's a possibility. Markets can only do one of 3 things: go up, go down, go sideways. And that was what I was taught for years and years and years and years. And I've been to courses and classes, and markets go down and markets go up and markets go sideways. You know, and what I began to see, though, is they moved like in this pattern. And I would see it. And the thing that helped me the most, look at this. Come on now, don't lock up on me. Here's GUSH with just lines. There's no moving averages, no indicators, just price. And it's just plotted on here, man. What the indicators do, what the moving averages do, is help us make sense, to help us understand and see this. Now, if you don't believe they can move like this, if you can't see it, right, you got to be able to see it. If you can't see it, if you get to where you can't see it, then don't do it. Don't do it. It should be clear. It should be obvious. Like, you should look at it and go, this stock is in this, this, and this. So if I came to this stock and I'm looking at it and price is up here, let me show you one. Do we buy this? Where's the buy? According to the money flow, where's the buy on this? Well, when price breaks out above that green line, right? And what you see there, price moved sideways, price went up, price moved sideways. And this was the basic teaching. Just that. Sideways up, sideways. And it was like, no, it's actually a little bit more than that. And I don't know how far up or how far down. I just know that's what it's doing. So that allowed me to add rules and order to chaos like this. So if I was trading this inside of the money flow, as I just look at the chart, just back it up, take a fucking crayon, and I go, okay, sideways, up, down, sideways, Wait, hold on. Move this over. Sideways, trying to go up, down, sideways, up, sideways. Now, where are we at right now? We just went down, over, and then up. So if we're looking at the pattern, we're in stage 3 distribution. Means people who bought in stage 1 and 2 are now taking profits. They're selling. They're selling. So we should have sold into the strength of that. We should have sold into that, not sell. We don't sell because it's going down. We buy because it's going down. We sell because it's going up. This is really hard for people because they don't decide they want to sell till it goes down. They're like, I wish I would have sold then. Well, if you're going to do that, then you have to create rules. You need indicators. You need something that tells you now's when I should be selling some. That's what the money flow is, man. Money flow just brings order to chaos. That's it. So if I look at this, I see stage 3. So if you look at this and say, is this a buy? Are you following this? Like, get in the flow with it, man. Get in the flow with it. Could be a buy. But not if I bought here, right? Now what is it? It's playing out possible stage 3. Now it could be, but most likely what? It's going to pull back. And where's it going to go? Where it was before. It was there once, twice. So on the way down, that's probably where it's going to go. That's the basic tenet of the money flow. That wherever price has been, that's where it's likely to go. That's how you get support and resistance. That's how you create them. You'll see bottoms, you'll see tops. But it doesn't mean it always, but it almost always stops there, but it could keep going. We don't know. We don't know. So we need rules in place that keep you in it in case it does go up, right? And so that's all that money flow is, just trying to make order, man. Trying to bring order to chaos. This pattern, I'm looking for this pattern as I watch prices. And one of the questions I get asked all the time, does this help with options? Seems like it would help with options. I mean, I know this. I wouldn't buy call options here. If this is an indication for me, when this turns extreme, this is an indication to me that the top is probably in. That now I should be looking to downsize the trade, that we're probably going to go down for a minute. Because prices do that. They go over and they go up and they go over and they come down and they go over. And that pattern, that price, that drifting sideways, ripping higher and then drifting sideways, then ripping down, then drifting sideways, that process, that pattern, that is what I saw in my mind. Now, Stan Weinstein taught it on a weekly chart. There's this guy, old Jewish dude, used to put out a newsletter, Stan Weinstein. He has Profiting in Bull or Bear Markets. It's a book. And then there was this guy named Dr. Elder. He had a book out called Trading for a Living. And I came across this guy named Brian Shanahan who had technical analysis in multiple time frames. And I began to put all these together and I could see them. This is laid out, man. All right, I get it. And then one thing I knew is nobody knows shit. You don't know a fucking thing. You have no idea where a stock is going. And people who think they do are liars. Liars. You don't know where it's going. You're just making this shit up. It can go one of 3 directions. Oh, wow. You figured it out. 33% chance. Flip a coin. Up, down. There's no talent in that, man. There ain't no talent in that, man. You think that's how big wealth is made? No, man. Everybody you know that you look up to that's rich, that has a bunch, just own shit. And they buy more and more and more and more. Right? They're not flipping, man. There ain't that many rich flippers. All right? Maybe a few things here and there. But the people that own this planet own the assets that produce cash flow, dividends, interest. They own shit. And they keep it. And the reason rich stay fucking rich is they own shit that makes you rich. So if they go get 1,000 shares and it pays you an 88-cent dividend, they're getting $880. They're going to keep getting the $880. And when it goes down, they're going to buy more. And then they're going to get a raise. And they're just going to keep doing that. They operate inside of prosperity, man, abundance. That just understanding basic cycles. Prices go up, prices go down. You raise interest rates, you lower them. Shit goes up. Geopolitical things. There's supply chain problems. There's health, like all kinds of shit move markets, man. You don't know what's going to happen. You don't know, man. I don't know. But it moves. And every bottom looks like this. Every bottom looks like this. Price drops. And look, that green line is a 20-day simple moving average. That's the average price of price for the last 20 days. That's 1 month of trading. For the really slow kids in the back, there's only Monday through Friday. Stocks are open for 6.5 hours a day, 5 days a week. That's it. Unless you're a complete fucking junkie and then you're on pre-market, aftermarket, you just can't help it. You don't need any, you just have to look at price movement. Then there's pre-market and there's aftermarket. You could do that. But I trade 6.5 hours a day. That's it. There's another 18 hours. Go do other shit. Right? So it's only open 6.5 hours, man. Yeah, of course we're having inflation. Probably about to have rapid hyperinflation. But every bottom look the same. Price goes down. And then it stops. And it goes sideways. And it makes a box. And then it breaks out above that red dotted line. Right there. Every bottom of every stock of every move. But here's the thing. You don't know if that's the bottom, but it's a bottom. And it might be another bottom. Then maybe you get one more. Shit, I don't know. Buy all three. I don't know. And that's how price moves, man. And if there's a shock to the system, you might have a wild time, man. The moment well, I'm getting off track, man. I'm getting off track. Each of us has a down and negative side. Looks like this. We work only within what we can see, and we live a life under circumstances. When the economy tanks and jobs get scarce and everyone is speaking doom and gloom, there we are smack dab in the middle of it, hat in hand, mumbling. Please, oh please, someone take care of me. Please hire me. I challenge you now to sit with me in this little book and use your other self, your most high and magnificent self, to tiptoe through the booklet and its ideas. Just for a minute, maybe even for a day, use your other self, the positive one, the one that has your best intentions at heart, to listen deeply and beautifully what lies ahead within your second self. I just finished this little booklet, man. I'm just trying to figure out the best way to disseminate it. That sounds a little perverted. Disseminated. That didn't sound right. Thought we're talking about trading, Gerald. What do I think of Evergrande real estate default? I think it sounds boring. Chinese ain't paying their money, man. Pay your damn bonds, Evergrande. They ain't got no money, man. They're busted, bro. Busted out. That's what happens when you leverage your shit. You're like, I'm just going to leverage it up. Just fucking leverage. Wait, what if they don't pay rent? We're busted. So I'm buying a vacation. I was going to bring pictures, man. I wanted to show off too. Maybe I can pull it up over here. I was going to